Welcome to Blooming Wildwood Homestead. We have now successfully completed another week of the Pantry Challenge, and I hope that you are finding it as rewarding as I have been. It really is such a great opportunity to think about how I can use up some of the items that I've had in my freezer or in the pantry. It has also helped me to realize that much of the cooking I do on a regular basis tends to be pantry driven. I just don't always consciously think about what I'm using, and I don't always plan meals specifically around a particular item from the pantry or freezer. And so this has been really helpful so that I can think through some of those items. Let me know in the comments below, what are some of your favorite meals that you have been making from the pantry? I'm getting to that point where I'm starting to look for a little bit of inspiration to maybe branch out and try something new, and I'm sure that you have many great ideas as you've been going through this process or using things from your pantry as well. This week I'm sharing with you 3 different meals that I have made throughout the course of the week. I started off the week with a crock pot meal. I went ahead and put some pork chops into the crock pot, topped that with just a little bit of kind of a smoky rub and a little bit of barbecue sauce, and let that cook throughout the day. I ended up being gone a little bit longer than I had intended, so they were a little bit on the well done side. However, I was very thankful to have dinner ready when I got home. For my next meal, I wanted to use up some crab that my sister-in-law had shared with me. And for this, I wanted to make some crab cakes. So I tried to kind of modify a recipe that I found. I didn't have as much crab as it had called for, so I was trying to cut down some of the ingredients. And my first one, as you can see here, it didn't hold up quite as well as I was hoping it would, but it definitely still tasted really delicious. One of the things that I wanted to use up from my freezer was some butternut squash. And some of you shared some really great ideas for things that I could do with the butternut squash. And I may still try that with some of the fresh butternut squash that I have available. This just happened to be some in the freezer that really needed to be used up. So I made a curry dish that went over the top of rice. and this was a completely vegetarian meal. You could add some chicken to it if you wanted to for a little extra protein. I'm sure that you could add some other items as well, but I think that it was delicious just the way that it was. As I was pulling out items for the curry recipe, I needed to refill some of my jars. We've talked about buying things in bulk and then storing them in different ways, and I like to do that with many of my items that I use in larger quantities. So I was actually out of curry in the smaller jar, and I went ahead and just refilled that from the larger container that I had in my extended pantry. I don't really care if it's the same exact brand of curry or the same exact brand of whatever spice I'm refilling. If I have smaller jars that fit nicely in my spice racks, then I'll just refill those with whatever it is that I buy in bulk. I also keep things that I use in larger quantities in the 1/2 pint jars. This is just a really easy way for me to have what I need on hand in my working pantry so that it's always there and accessible. I have some glass containers that I picked up last year that are just kind of pretty and they do look nice. And I got these for some of my items like my dried beans or rice, some of those items that I'm not using every day, but I do want to have some close by so that when I'm cooking with them, they're handy and easy to pull out. And so while I will store things that are going to be for longer term, maybe in a plastic food grade bucket or Mylar bags, I do like to keep some back that I'm using in my working pantry just so that I have that easily accessible for whatever meal I'm going to be preparing. So whatever way you decide to go, it doesn't have to be super fancy. I love the look of the ultra organized and super matchy kinds of things, and that would be fantastic to have that in my kitchen. But right now, that's not where I'm at. And so I'm just using whatever containers seem to be reasonable for the item that I'm trying to store. I hope those tips can be helpful for you if you are trying to buy some things in bulk and you're not really sure what to do with them once you get them home. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to click like, and I would love to have you become a part of our community here at Blooming Wildwood Homestead. Until next time, bye everyone.